Okay, here we are today with the Rebelle Rapid Red. First things first, because this is a Secrets and Spies blaster, let's take a look at all the various things that it comes with. Obviously, the blaster itself. And you get a 12-dart Rebelle-themed magazine. They actually gave Rebelle its own. This one is, and this is fully compatible with all of the N-Strike clip system blasters. They use the same hookup. Anyway, also comes with 12 darts to fill the magazine, and you've got 6 of the regular plain Rebelle Elites, and of course 6 of the Secrets and Spies darts, which they give you a decoder, of course, to see those secret messages. So this one says, take this. Don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but there you go. And also, they've got the magazine itself designed. Let me get a couple darts loaded in here. So you can see, well, don't know how well you're going to be able to see, but the whole side of the Rebelle magazine is the red decoder plastic. So that way you can see what messages you're about to shoot out. Headed back over to the blaster. Now, this is essentially the Rebelle version of the Strife. The couple differences, but first off, just going around the blaster. It is a semi-automatic flywheel blaster, so you need 4 AA's, which go right in the front here instead of being on the side on the Strife, but right there. Comparing it to the Strife, this one cannot take barrel attachments, as there are no Rebelle barrel attachments anyway, but they didn't include that feature. Has more of a hand grip down here instead of a tack rail. Looking at the top, still has the accessory rail on the back here, and of course a red kind of jam door. You get in there and clear any jams. Little bit of a hook thing built in, but that much smaller than the other thing. Actually, if anything, it's probably built so you could hook this onto it, then really carry the blaster by that. But anyway, so to operate the flywheel blaster, you just load in your magazine, then hold down the acceleration trigger, and pull the trigger. And there you go. And you can just fire off as fast as you can pull the trigger. One thing for those of you that are more familiar with the Strife and the various things, if you remember when the Strife originally came out, there was a lock in here, so you couldn't pull the trigger if there weren't any darts left, and that got really finicky and would often lead to, even if you had a dart in there, it wouldn't be pushing on the lock well enough, so the trigger would just lock up on you and you couldn't do anything. Now Nerf eventually fixed that. They revised the molds for that part, made it a little bit bigger, and it worked. For this version, I took a look inside and they've just ditched that part completely, so if you're worried about weird phantom jams but don't want to do any modding, this one right here, you'll be good to go from the get-go. Other interesting note about the variation in this one over a regular Strife is, of course, on a Strife, the battery compartment is located right here, and that balances the blaster really well because then all the weight is right where the grip is. On this one, as I showed you before, the batteries are in the front, and so it definitely makes the blaster is noticeably front heavy. I mean, not so much that you can't deal with it, but it's interesting that they made it front heavy, and then the grip is, well, I've got smaller hands, so it looks not too bad, but it is a noticeably smaller grip than you'd have on a Strife. So front heavy, and then a smaller grip in the back, so it's no wonder they molded this part to be a hand rest, so they're figuring whoever is playing with this is going to be doing it two-handed. Anyway, gone on enough about this blaster. Now I bet you're wondering, how well does it stack up performance-wise to the regular N-Strike Elite Strife? And for that, make sure to head on over to the range test up on my channel. But there you have it, the Rebelle Rapid Red. As always, thanks for watching.